OKC, OKC, OKC.
Speaking of that, Quentin, me and Quentin was kind of talking offline before the show got started when he first jumped up, and we was kind of talking about this. What do y'all feel about smaller cities versus major cities? Living in smaller cities versus major cities? Because Quentin was saying that a lot of people really don't understand the economies or the things that the opportunities and the money that comes along with living in some of these places that may not be as popularized, like a New York, like a Miami, like a Los Angeles, like a Chicago, like a Atlanta, Houston. But when you think about an OKC, for example, it's a lot of money out there. It's a lot of people that's building and getting a lot of bread. It's a lot of opportunities. When you think about even like a Boise, Idaho, or um, I don't know. It's a thousand different places. What do y'all think about smaller cities versus larger cities?
I don't think I could stay in a really large city though. No, because like Cleveland is big enough, and sometimes I feel like when I see somebody that I don't know and I want to speak to them or say something to them, I never see them again. So I
Oh, in a
can't even
larger
imagine.
city?
Yeah, no, that happens in Cleveland. So I can't even imagine like
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
LA. I can't even imagine that. Like LA, New York. Even though my cousin he says LA isn't like huge like people think, but I didn't live there for myself, so I can't speak on it.
It's
You know.
massive. I will tell you that places like Los Angeles and Miami, um, I think that when you get in certain social circles, it's still all of the same people.
Mm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
massive
didn't.
cities. You get a lot of visitors, but I think it's a lot of the same. It's the same. Like I love Detroit, but part of the reason why I love Detroit is because I'm already Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Like I am established. I'm born and raised here. I know it like the back of my hand. However, if you don't know somebody, you only one person removed from knowing whoever it is when you get into certain social circles. That could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing though.
Hmm. Yeah.
Well, I would say
Yeah.
it depends on what stage you're at. Like now, I like being in a smaller town.
Mm.
So like Slimmy was just saying, the familiarity. We go to our local grocery store, like we know
Mm.
all the and not that this can't be the case if you go to the same store in the city. So I'm not saying that.
Yep.
But I definitely feel what Slimmy's saying because I'm in a really small town near a big town.
Yep.
Um, and at first I thought I would feel like I'm in the country, but it's kind of cool. It feels like a little extra level of I guess security. And since I have a family and like all of those types of things matter. But if I was, let's say, single, I definitely would not be living in a small town like this.
Okay. Well, how would you find your? What would you? How would you find your person, Carrie?
Lord Jesus. Um
Because I think that
I don't
that
know.
could be the dilemma for a lot of women, though, right? Like
I
they
gotta
don't want to
I
I'd
would
really
have to
go
find
say.
one.
outside.
I would say the best is like living in a small town, but like maybe it's like 10 minutes down the street from like a big city. Because when I lived in Houston, I didn't really live in Houston. I live where Q live. I lived in Pearland, but Houston is like a 7 minute drive up 288.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes
So
sense. But I mean, for me, I live both, right? Like I'm in the suburbs when I want to get away, and I'm in the city when I want to be in the mix. So, I got the apartment downtown, and out here it's like it's a completely different life, and it's not that far away from the city. You know what I'm saying? I could be down in my depending on traffic, I can be down in my apartment downtown in 35 minutes, 40 minutes tops. However, out here it's a much different life because they know you, but they know you. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like where everybody knows your name. It's not. Yeah, it's not a they not caught up
you
on
go
the
to the
clout.
your mailbox and your drawers and wave to your next door neighbor in your robe.
Yeah.
Like, hey George.
Yeah, it's like It's the neighborly thing, and that's why, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying, I like to keep my family out here. My daughter, she is not into cities at all. She like her familiarity. She like going to her taekwondo plays. You know what I'm saying? She like going to get her Starbucks when she knows the people that's gonna be there. You know,
And
it's just
everything's
a
just like
smaller town
smaller. Like
feel.
when you just go out and do like your random jaunts around the city, it's not like the hustle and bustle and anxious. It's just like it's small. You ain't
Yeah.
gotta. I don't like dealing with a lot of people too, so that's probably my personality. But yeah,
I,
I
I
feel you, Leslie.
prefer
I don't like niggas either.
I prefer the city life though. That's like
Yeah,
my thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just my
My
thing. It's
10-year-old daughter, she loves city. She's always like, "Is this the city? Can we go to the city?" So
yeah.
she she loves it.
I've been obsessed with the city since I was a little kid. Like I've always looked at New York. Maybe it's because of the rap culture and stuff like that. Now I think it's more or less because of like movies like Wall Street and stuff. It has always influenced me, and I've always like been in the cities, public transportation, hustle and bustle, you know, that type of thing. Like I've always been obsessed about cities, always.
and I think like one of the like we were talking about in the back to like our economy is like real good. Like I ain't never really struggled, and if I did, it's because I was doing dumb shit I wasn't supposed to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I didn't know this. I don't understand it. I can't really wrap my mind around it. They said we have 3,500 oil and gas businesses in Oklahoma. I said, what? That's a lot.
I think that that's where a lot of people miss out. I think that people, I think that the problem is a lot of people will go to, um, they'll visit a Miami Beach and then they'll say, oh, they'll fall in love with the lights and the glitz and the glam, the vacation style of it. And they say, oh man, we want to move here. It's different living there than it is vacationing to some of these places. You know what I'm saying? It's different living in New York than it is vacationing in those places. But where the money at, personally, and I agree with you 100%, Quentin, I think that where the money is in these smaller places. It's in the Clevelands, it's in the Michigans, it's in the Oklahoma cities. Even when you talk about these states, I don't think that the opportunity, the money, wherever, I think that if you really, really focus and you're really intentional, it is in the places that a lot of people not paying attention to. It really is.
Man, I can tell you, like, even the small houses, like the little houses, the cheap houses around here cost like 275.
You get a lot of land, but that's where the growth is. Like I remember my uncle, he used to go and visit Boise, Idaho a lot because he was in the healthcare industry, but he was like, the tech side, project management, all of that type of stuff, and he would have to go and visit Boise, Idaho because he worked for Trinity Health and Hospitals. I think it's changed the name and stuff now. And he used to be saying it like, yo, Boise is where it's at. That's where you get, this was like the early 2010s and stuff like that. Boise has exploded. Properties, values, everything, quality of life. I think that another place that a lot of people sleeping on is Arkansas. Arkansas.
Yep,
Mm.
A lot of
yep,
people sleeping
yep.
on Arkansas. It's a lot of money and opportunity there.
I can just tell you one thing about Arkansas. They said fuck COVID laws. I went to Arkansas during COVID. Them niggas said, "Fuck y'all, we gonna do what we want."
Yep. Yep.
I said,
People
"This
need to
shit
expand their
crazy."
minds. They got it. You got to expand your mind outside of Instagram. It's so much opportunity outside of. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't even Miami. That's not for everybody. It ain't.
I
It
say that
genuinely
about
is not
New York. I
everybody.
go to New York about once every like 2 or 3 years, and by the time I get on that plane to come home, I'm like, I'm ready to get the fuck out of here. Nigga, you get on the subway. Nigga, I remember the first time I went to New York. Nigga, the subway was packed. There was one nigga in the middle rapping, and no one was paying attention to him. That nigga was rapping like he was sitting. That shit was weird as fuck.
It is
No, I
different.
ain't gonna
It
lie.
is.
Like after like I've never had to be downtown Cleveland like every damn day
I
like I
love
have
Cleveland.
now,
I love Cleveland.
and I I love it too. But once you start seeing like the underworld and start seeing the other side of things, you start seeing all these homeless people and all the psychos that really be getting on the bus.
That's a part of it, Slimmy.
Hell no.
That's a part of
I
it,
can't
Slimmy.
stand no fucking New York. Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
how I
No, I'm
felt the
cool
first
with
time I went
Cleveland.
to
I ain't standing on
Vegas.
New York. I ain't talking about I ain't standing on New York ever. Ever.
I love New
Never.
York. I love New York.
I love taking pictures there. I love the way it look. But living? Fuck no.
I
It'll
love
never
New
happen.
York. I love it.
Well, that's you
Oh
mean
no.
the city. You're saying the city though, right? Because New York
I'm talking
is
about
huge. You're talking about the
Manhattan,
city.
dirty ass Brooklyn. I'm not never. I
Brooklyn
would
is not all
never.
dirty.
All of
Man,
Brooklyn
where
does
I was
not
at,
look like that.
It doesn't all look
hey
like
man,
that.
listen. Where
There's a
I was
lot
at
of
in
New
Brooklyn,
York.
but hey, I'm gonna be honest. Where I was at in Brooklyn, that was the dirtiest city I ever saw in my life. In my life. And I didn't see no rats. I didn't see no. I'm just talking about the trash that was on the ground. I'm like, damn, this shit is
No, you
unacceptable.
definitely saw some trash. I'm sure in
Nah,
certain
you ain't.
places,
Well, you
but
go to the Bronx.
it depends on where
Brooklyn
you're
ain't got
at.
nothing on the Bronx.
Oh, that's bad.
The
I'm
Bronx
not
is
saying New
crazy.
York ain't lit. I'm not saying nothing about New York ain't lit. I'm talking about the trash, and I know the homeless. I know the homeless factor is just through the roof. You feel me? Like
When they talk
y'all thinking
about the New
about.
York state of mind, like that's like a real thing.
Yeah, it is. You
Like
got to
that
be.
whole Alicia Keys song, I felt every bit of that song. When I went to New York, I was like, shit.
Yeah. I like Detroit. I love Detroit. It's just for me, it's the perfect blend between major city and regular place because it's almost like New York. You can't turn it off. Rita, I would tell you, Rita, for example, Rita is in love with Miami. She
Man,
loves Miami. Rita believes that she was really born in Miami and somebody took her, a stork stole her and brought her into Michigan. She loves Miami. She felt like she was meant to be there. The shopping, the weather, the the art, the design district, Biscayne, laying on the beach. Like Rita is really like in real life. A lot of people don't know Rita is like a real housewife of Miami type of person. Like shopping, picking a handbag every day. That's that's her. Like everything about it is her. She is obsessed with that Miami lifestyle. She just loves it. Me, I'd be like, this is cool. This is dope. I want to get back to the city. I need to get back to Detroit. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm just obsessed with this place, bro. I love the city. I love Detroit.
To
you know what I
most
like?
people don't.
I like Atlanta. I love Atlanta,
Do
man.
you?
I don't. I don't.
Hell yeah, man.
I,
Fuck
when I
all
What
that
went, I
is it?
hated
censorship.
that shit, nigga. It's fucking
I
black
like
people
the
everywhere.
way.
The judges is black.
I
The
like the
lawyers
way.
is
I
black.
like.
The police officers is
God damn
black.
boy. You know you hate black
Yeah.
shit, nigga. Just shut up with that. I don't want to
God
hear that shit.
damn.
My little Atlanta experiences, I could do without them. I'm
Black
Huh?
sorry,
niggas
Atlanta, but
everywhere, nigga. Shit.
it's I've only been a few times to a few places, so I'm not even trying to say that I know but yeah, I'm kind of good on Atlanta.
Slimmy love Atlanta.
Yeah, man. I went down there. Everybody was saying hello. You know what I'm saying? I like that shit, man. Like, fuck New York, man. You
What?
walk by a million people, don't nobody say a fucking word to you. You just like everybody
No,
just
that's
moving,
true.
moving,
Up
moving.
north, yeah,
Oh,
we
I,
don't.
I can't. That shit is weird, man. Like that shit is fucking weird. Like nobody says anything to you. Then you might see the person that you looking for.
That's
They
called
still might not say
focus.
nothing. They just standing there. Huh?
That's called
What you say,
focus.
Carrie?
Y'all can't hear me? Can
Man,
you hear
that
me?
ain't
We
no
can hear you
focus.
good. We
Nah,
can hear you good.
Oh.
nah, no.
No, I
I
said
was
that's
just
called
talking at the same
focus.
time as you. Nah, man, the motherfuckers just rude, man. Motherfuckers
No,
is
I will
rude,
say
man.
this. When I first went down to Hampton from Jersey, a lot of people could tell who was from New York and who was from New Jersey because they said
You
we
wanna talk?
like walked around just a different kind of way. I'm not looking up to say hi. I'm not like it's a whole different type of thing, but
Yeah.
it's not meant to be mean. It's just you focused.
I'm not even. I'm not. No, but see, when you even get
I
in the
worked on
small
it though. I
settings,
worked on it.
even when you get in the small settings, New Yorkers they still the same way. You could tell where people be from. Like you literally could tell
Yeah,
because
but go ahead.
people from New York, they are going to just they might not acknowledge you. They might not fucking acknowledge you. Like they gonna wait till you say something first, and then you can have a conversation. Like
Yeah,
motherfucker,
you
get off
might
your
not get
high horse and say
acknowledged.
hello. Like I don't
Well,
get it. It's just it's
someone
a
has to
strange
initiate the
phenomenon.
conversation.
What you say, Quinn?
I said someone has to initiate the conversation. What if they think the same thing about you?
Hey, now you could be right. Now you could be right.
I
You
will
could
say
be
that a
right.
lot of these major cities, most people that live in major cities don't know their own city. A lot of people stay in a bubble even if they live in a major city. Like I will tell you that it's a lot of people that live in Detroit that don't know nothing about the city. I know people that have been living here for 40, 50 years and they cannot find their way downtown and save their life. They don't know
I ain't
nothing
gonna lie.
about the city.
I still gotta use my GPS to get some places right
See what I'm
here.
saying? See what I'm saying? Most people don't know their own city. Like most New Yorkers, they are not tourists in their own city. They do not visit
Nigga, they
Times
got their
Square.
phone up walking and shit.
They go to the place that they got to get to when they go back home. Most people that live in Miami, they do not visit the beach. They do
Yep,
not go out to South Beach. They do not go
yep.
out where the tourists are. They are not tourists in their own city. Most people that live in whatever major city that they live in, some of the reasons that they can't appreciate it is because they don't take time to do some of the things that people that come from out of town do inside of their city. I remember when I visited
Mhm.
Pittsburgh and I stopped and I was talking to a guy and I was like, "Yeah, man, I can't wait to get down to the city." It was my first time visiting Pittsburgh. And the guy was like, "What y'all doing here?" Man, I went into Pittsburgh. I had a ball. It was one
Yeah,
of the
Hell
most
yeah.
fun
I
cities that
heard
I've ever
Pittsburgh is
visited in my
lit.
time. Yeah, man, I had a
Mhm.
ball. It was one of the most uniquely built, awesome city. But a lot of times people have
Yeah,
been places for so
Pittsburgh.
long, they don't know nothing about it and they haven't experienced it.
Pittsburgh
That be the
is
thing, man. A lot of people
is
they don't
different.
go out
It's
in their
fun.
own city.
You
They
don't
don't
like
go out
Pittsburgh?
and
What your
explore.
thoughts is about Pittsburgh, Carrie?
No, I had a good time in Pittsburgh, but it's different. We were going up this hill
Yeah,
and we
it
got
is.
stuck on the hill and literally started sliding back in the car. Pittsburgh was different.
It's built out of a
But
mountain. The whole city is
yeah,
built out of
but
a
the
mountain.
nightlife was cool. We went to some area and it was almost like it was a bunch of different like warehouses or something, and it was like restaurants, clubs.
Yep,
It was real different.
it's
It was
dope.
cool though.
It's all.
Yeah.
I love Pittsburgh, but that's the same thing that I experienced when I went and visited Milwaukee. People was like, "Yo, what you doing in Milwaukee?" Man, I had a ball in Milwaukee, and that's why I like visiting. Still going to all of the different places inside of the United States of America, small town America, large America. I like visiting it all. I like going out of the country, into the country. And so I don't take what the general sentiment of what people say about a city and say, well, that's just what it is. I got to experience it for myself. And 9 times out of 10 is way different than what everybody say that it is. 9 times out of 10, most people don't know nothing about their own city. They don't know anything about um, what's popping. They not spending time in the spaces and they don't know it. They just genuinely don't know it. And so I don't go by what anything anybody says. I don't go by what the media say. I got to see it for myself.
You know what I found out, and I was kind of rude to the lady because she didn't know what I was saying. I went out to eat in Milwaukee, and I asked for some okra, and she didn't know what I was saying. And she goes, "Come again?" I said, "Okra," and then she had to go get a manager, and then they were like, we don't grow okra in the north." I was like, "Ah, shit, my bad."
They still should know what okra is. I mean, we got okra here
She
in
was clueless as
Michigan.
fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okra. What?
I guess it's
that's
a southern thing. That's what they said. They said we don't grow it up north or something.
Yeah,
I didn't
that's
know
weird
that.
as fuck to hear though, bro.
yeah.
Mm.
Somebody says Anton knows people. I'm not gonna say the N word. I'm gonna try to stay away from the N word as much as possible. People are too broke to visit and tour in their own city. That is the craziest thing I've ever seen because that's not true.
Because it's
Most,
cheap.
thi-
Like stuff is
mo-
cheap.
yeah, it's like, why would you be too broke to tour your own city? That makes no sense. Most times, a lot of the stuff that you get into, especially in the summertime, is free.
Yeah,
You don't
man, you
have
could
to
just get
spend
on.
money. You don't have to spend money to tour and enjoy your own city. You do not have to spend a lot of money. You don't even have to spend a lot of money to go on a road trip. Like, people don't know how to travel. Honestly, they don't know how to be efficient. They think that you got to spend a whole lot of money and buy this biggest hotel and stuff. You don't have to do that, bro. Like, you can just
Shit,
go.
Airbnbs is cheap.
You don't even have to do that if you in your own city. You do know that you can go home at night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
That too.
you don't even
That
have to
too.
stay the night
That's a
in
fact.
downtown. Like, you can go home. That's the whole idea, is that you can go and experience the city and then go home. Like, people just don't know how to. They don't know how to enjoy themselves. And I don't. I also think, and we can move to the next subject after y'all. I get y'all thoughts on, final thoughts on this. I also think that a lot of people are just miserable and they're boring. And so what I found is that it doesn't matter what I'm doing or how much money I spend. If I don't spend no money or I spend a lot of money, it's really you. It's your personality. If you are a fun person or you're around people that are fun, you're going to have a good time no matter what. It doesn't really matter how much money you spend. It's not the place you at, it's the people that you surround yourself with, and it's your personality. I've seen some miserable people, and it doesn't matter where they go, they're gonna be miserable. It don't matter. Everything is negative, everything is bad. It's some people that just got that mindset, and you don't want to spend no time with them like that. So, any additional thoughts before we deep dive into the show?
Well, I just wanted
Yeah,
to say,
clean up
and
New York.
if you happen to be one of those people who has that mindset, you can turn it around. You can just decide to stop doing that. You can remind yourself to go have fun, be a kid again, go enjoy stuff. Cause I got caught up in that headspace and didn't even realize I was in it. I
Yeah.
wasn't in it for
Mm.
a bad reason. It was just I got so caught up in being in my role, doing what you know what I'm saying? Like, you get kind of caught up in your own little cycle,
Yep.
and then you look up like, dag, I probably would enjoy this better if I would have some fun. Oh, I need to stop being so corny and go have some fun. How do I
Yep.
have
Mm.
fun? Go do some stuff I like to do. So, you know what I'm saying? So just know you can reverse it.
Yep. Like honestly, like going to the games. Like, I'm a sports fanatic. I'm a music fanatic. I'm a sports fanatic. All of that. Like, I just like doing stuff. I like even if I don't talk about it as much online. I like doing certain things. And I've sat courtside and all of that. I will tell you that the most fun that I've had has been in the nosebleeds. The
Mm.
most fun that I've had has been in the nosebleeds. And it's because we be laughing, and half the time you walking around the arena, you people watching, you going, you whatever,
Ain't
so on and so
nobody
forth.
paying attention to the event.
Yeah, nobody even be caring. We be there because it just be fun. Like, that's the reason why I like going to baseball games, because baseball games, nobody cares.
No
Like,
one watching
everybody
that
is there
shit.
to enjoy the park. They
The
watch the
food.
game, the food. You there for the food? Yep, you there to go and get a hot dog or whatever, so on and so forth. I like
Yeah.
going to baseball games because, basketball games, that's like the hood right now. It's especially at a Pistons game. Like, they got the courtside bar and everybody be trying to get down there and all of that shit. They got to have their chains on. And it's cool. It's gonna take you 25 minutes to get to your seat because everybody gonna be kicking it and all of that stuff. And that, you got to be in a certain mindset to be at that space in those spaces. But I'm telling you, man, baseball games lit. It's just fun. You don't even care if y'all win or not. You just there to enjoy the park. You there because most of the time it's nice weather. It's just it's good energy. So, y'all gotta have a different mindset. You gotta get out of that mindset thinking that you gotta spend a lot of money. You don't. You just gotta go outside. That's it.
That's a fact.
So,
Or you could go skating.
anyways, huh?
You can go skating too. You can always
Skating
go
is
skating.
fun. Soccer games is probably that's I would say soccer games is probably my most fun thing. I recently went to my first hockey game. That was lit. I love that game.
Yeah,
So,
hockey
you know,
games, though.
just get out of y'all comfort zone, man.